Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's deadline day. We're here at the King Power Stadium. Hopefully we're going to be talking to some fans, answering some of your questions on Twitter. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here with Paul today outside the City Fan Store. It's deadline day. Paul, who do we need to bring in, if anyone?
Who do we need to bring in? Well, we do need to strengthen just a little bit. I mean, things are going as well as we can be expected at the minute, but you always got to look forward.
Yeah.
I think it's a right back.
Yeah. What about El Mohammadi? £7 million quoted. It's a lot of money for a
That's
player
the first I've heard of that one.
Yeah, £7 million quoted yesterday. It was. Apparently, we inquired according to Rob Dorset from a Mercury.
Okay.
But a lot of money, that isn't it? For
it is a lot of money.
Yeah.
And that's out the blue for me. I must have been asleep all day yesterday.
Yeah, the amount of money we paid for Okazaki on a right back, I don't really think we can justify that. What do you?
Well, you're probably right there, but we do need, to strengthen. We need to move on, and if the boss thinks that's the move for us, then I'm happy with him to make that decision at the minute.
And what about Carrillo, the winger from Sporting? £11 million again being quoted this morning. In talks with him now, apparently.
I must have been asleep yesterday. So is that why you're here today then? Just to see the comings and goings?
I'm here hopefully to see some coming and going. If anything happens, anything happens. But
yeah. A winger, I'm surprised by that particular one.
Yeah.
Because I think I'm happy with the boys we've got at the minute. Unless that means that somebody's going out for something.
You never know, do you? You never know.
That's the big worry there, I'm afraid.
Yeah, as long as it's not Mahrez, we'll be all right. I'm here with John today on deadline day. John, who do you think we need to bring in if we need to bring anyone in?
I think we need another right back.
Yeah.
I don't know who, and I still think we're missing Cambiasso.
I think Inler hasn't really settled yet, and I think once he does that, I don't think we'll miss him. But I agree with you in the sense I wouldn't mind another central midfielder.
Yeah, I still think we need a real playmaker.
Yeah.
Somebody who can put the foot on the ball and spread it. Okay, maybe that'll come. But I think the manager knows what he's doing. I'm happy that he's here. I know a lot of people were moaning about Pearson and all the rest of it, but I think he's going to be okay.
I think I was happy with Ranieri as well. With right backs you're talking about, El Mohammadi we apparently asked for a value of, and they said £7 million Hull, which I think is too much to pay for a right back. Do you agree? Or?
I don't know, because last season when we were really weak on the left back, and that cost us. Okay, I know Jeff Slot has come in and is playing really well, so that's covered. But I think we're on the same position. Every sort of game, that right back slot is targeted by the opposition, and we're weak. I know, like Richie Delat doesn't really get so much cover, and somehow they've got to work out how they can get Mahrez playing and give him the freedom he needs, but also get cover for the right back slot.
I think White worked so well last year. Obviously, Albrighton played right wing back for a lot of the season and could track up and down that wing. And Mahrez, like you said, doesn't give that cover. And both our fullbacks are quite attacking when you look at it on paper, Delat and Schlupp. So I'm not really sure what Ranieri can do to cover that. I think maybe bring in just a right back who doesn't like going forward, or what do you think?
No. I mean, really, I actually like Richie Delat.
Yeah.
And I agree with you about last season with Mark Albrighton. I watched one game, I can't remember what game it was, but he was forward and we lost the ball and the opposition burst through and he'd run the entire length of the pitch and put in the final block that stopped the possibility of a goal. So I don't know. I mean, I think that's a headache that they've got to work out, because they've got to have the creativity, but somehow, I don't know. That's why you get paid big money.
Exactly, and then, quickly, last question. Going forward, not literally as a business speak, but in terms of the attack, I mean, there's a few people saying we want Charlie Austin in. I mean, £15 million, I'm not sure we need another striker. And the thing is, it means someone's going to have to be offloaded. And I'm not sure there's anyone I want to offload, really. What do you think?
No, I think we're okay. I know it's early days. We're third in the league.
Yeah.
Who'd ever thought you'd say that about Leicester? And even Lineker was saying that 2 weeks on the trot. He's saying we're top of the league. Who'd ever thought I'd say that? No, I think we forward-wise, we're okay, and we play to our strengths. Yeah. So no, I don't think we need another forward.
I'd agree with you on that.
Forward anyhow, for sure.
Yeah, I'd agree with you on that. I don't think we do.
For me, I don't matter centre forward. Obviously I'm an old guy, and I've been coming down here since I was about 12.
Yeah.
So that's nearly 50 plus years. In fact, it is 50 plus years. But when we haven't got an out and out. Look, when we have a corner in the old days, going back to Walsh and Co, Taggart,
classic,
we have a corner. You think they're going to come bursting in, it's going in the net.
Yeah.
It's 50. We don't do that now.
I think the problem is about corners. I've been saying for years. I mean, it happened under Pearson a lot, especially when Pearson was there in the first time, and it's kind of carried on. It's like no one's kind of changed it, or no one's bothered to change it, because we haven't scored corners for a few years, and we haven't defended corners for a few years. It's strange to me.
Yeah.
Why hasn't someone sorted it out?
God knows. I mean, I remember. I mean, obviously, I listened to Radio Leicester, the commentary, and those guys were strings. Was counting. This is 100 and odd, whatever it is.
Yeah.
We haven't scored it. We haven't scored.
Yeah.
But they must work on it.
Yeah, you'd think they must, but
Yeah, I know they were unlucky last week. I think with Wes Morgan.
yeah, I think Hoof's a good addition. I mean, obviously he scored a few from corners last season, and Vasilevsky did. And we have got big centre half, so it kind of boggles the mind why we aren't better at set pieces.
Yeah, I agree with you.
And with Albrighton's delivery, it's not that. So
No, it's begging. I don't know.
Yes.
They've got to work on it. Maybe.
hopefully, but come this season, we'll be scoring loads of corner goals.
Yeah. That'd be happy days. But that's a weakness for us, I think.
So I'm joined by Cameron today on deadline day outside the stadium. His favourite player is Jamie Vardy. Do you think we need to bring anyone else in?
Yeah, another world-class player.
Yeah, and then are you happy with who we've brought in so far? Inler and Okazaki?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then with Leicester, do you think we'll stay up this season? Do you think we've got enough?
Yeah, hopefully above the top 10.
Hopefully in the top 10, yeah, that would be a real improvement, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
And then what's your favourite game that you've ever seen from Leicester?
Leicester Manchester United 5-3.
It was a classic, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And then are there loads of people in your school who don't support Leicester and you could laugh at them the next day if they support Man United, or?
Yeah, my best friend supports Man United.
Yeah, it's nice to rub it in, isn't it, when you get a win like that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Midday on deadline day, 6 hours to go. Chad, do you think we need to bring anyone in?
Maybe another centre half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
And a goalkeeper.
a goalkeeper, you think?
Yeah.
What about right back? A lot of people talking about right back. Delat maybe needs cover, and El Mohammadi being talked about for £7 million.
I wouldn't buy him for £7 million.
I think to everyone I've said it's a lot of money to be paying for him.
Maybe a younger player.
Yeah.
Than him.
Yeah.
But no, I wouldn't.
Yeah, and then winger Carrillo from Sporting, the young Peruvian. He's a player who's got a lot of talent, but do you think we need a winger?
No, I wouldn't have thought so. No.
And then finally, just quickly, Charlie Austin. Obviously, a few people talking about him. £15 million. Everyone knows his price. We're the only team so far to have actually bid for him.
Yeah.
What do you reckon? Do you reckon we need him, or would you take him?
He's a good player, but I don't think he'd be wanting to sit on the bench, to be honest.
No.
And I think we've got enough.
Yeah. Do you think if he did come, do you think he would stay on the bench? Do you think he wouldn't be a starter?
Difficult to say, but the team's doing all right without him so far. I mean, if we're playing one up front, he's not going to replace Vardy, I wouldn't have thought.
No. So I'm here with Harry on deadline day. Harry, do you think we need to bring anyone in before 6 hours?
To be honest, I think the squad we've got at the moment, we don't really need anything. I mean, there's rumours about Mahrez going to Arsenal. Hopefully that doesn't happen. But at the moment, I think the squad we've got is fully capable to last the season. I mean, the summer signings we had with Okazaki coming in, and also with Fuchs. I think we've got enough strength in the team to kind of keep us up. I think that we're doing well, and sometimes what happens is sometimes when you bring players in, sometimes that kind of disrupts the morale in the squads, because we've got two good team spirit at the moment. And I don't think we really need unless I think Ranieri thinks we need to kind of strengthen in areas. I think at the moment we're pretty fine.
Yeah, I think that's the main thing. I think if we do bring someone in, I think the fans want it to be someone who is an improvement. I mean, if we bring El Mohammadi in for £7 million, I'm not sure that's an improvement on Delat as it is.
Exactly. I mean, Delat's a good player. I mean, he's done well when he's been asked to. But I mean, defensively as well, we've got good defence. I mean, Hoof, we've got experience there. Morgan, he's doing well this season as well. Delat's there, but then we've also got people like Liam Moore, who's not getting into the team anymore. He's a good player as well. So I don't know if he's going to go out on loan. They said rumours that might
Bristol City looks like
Bristol City. So I mean, send someone like that on loan. He's got Schlupp that can play at the back as well. So we've got a decent side in terms of defensively as well. But I mean, where can we strengthen at the moment?
I think the only thing I think about is wingers. I mean, Carrillo's talking about coming in. I think when you look behind Mahrez and Albrighton, Dudu obviously scored against Bury, a hat-trick, but he came on against Bournemouth, didn't look brilliant. Obviously, going to take him a while to adapt to Premier League. So I would kind of say if Carrillo goes through 11 million quid, I think that would be a good deal. Do you think we need a winger or...?
Yes, Albrighton's a good player. We've got Schlupp that can play there as well.
Yeah.
Mahrez is doing well on that side. So I don't know if you need backup, in terms of the backup. But midfield, midfield, I think we're fine as well. I can't see any areas where Leicester need to kind of bring in any players unless there's an injury or one of the players goes. But
I think the problem is, in a way, is it's almost a false sense of security at the moment. Everyone's thinking, well, we don't need anyone because we're third in the league, but what happens if 2 weeks down the line we lose 2 games and then people are saying, why don't we buy? But you can't look at it like that, can you?
But if you look at it that way, because what it is last season we had that really good start, and that kind of helped us. And again, this season, I don't think Leicester are. I think with Ranieri, I think what you gain from his main aim is to get the 40 points this season and stay up. And with Leicester, we're not looking in anything above that, staying in a Premiership, like
17th on goal difference, isn't it?
Exactly, is a bonus. I think. Main thing is, what we tend to forget is that this is the second season in the Premiership, and it's a tough league to stay in. And what Pearson, when he went, everyone thought, here we go, Ranieri's just come in to kind of look after the team, and he's going to give it 3 months, and he's going to be out as well. But the start we've had, the results we've had as well, brilliant results. You know what I mean?
I think we always have to realise how far we've come as a club in 5-10 years. People now take him for granted. Let's bid 10 million for Carrillo, but it was only last summer we broke our transfer record for Akinbaye. So people move on quickly in football, don't they?
Definitely. And what we tend to forget is also we paid last season a record fee for Kramaric.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he's not even getting into the squad, into the team.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So do we really need to go out there and spend another 15-20 million? I don't think so. I think we've got enough squad, enough team, enough guys in the team to kind of keep us going. And like I say, unless there's a major injury or something like that, or one of the players goes out, then we need strength. But at this moment in time, I don't think we really need to it's a long season, like you say, but I think we've got enough strength and depth in the squad to keep us going this season. Like I said, Dudu as well, he's come through, but like I say, he's young.
Yeah.
But maybe it's time to give some new youngsters a chance as well.
Talk about, and Liam Moore has just gone out on loan to Bristol City. Obviously, an England under-21 international, massive talent in the player, but hasn't really broken in under Pearson last season and hasn't this season under Ranieri. But Moore is a player I really rate. Looks like he's bulked up quite a bit in the summer. I think it's muscle, could be fat, you never know. But I think Bristol City's a good loan for him. He'll get experience football. Hopefully he plays a lot. But that's the thing, you don't want to send him out on loan and then not play, because he might as well just stay here and not play. Hopefully, though, it's only till January. Get him a lot of experience until January. He can come back and really fight for a starting position in the team. Need to bring anyone in?
Well, whoever we bring in has got to be better than what we've already got.
Yeah, I think that is a key thing. People talking about a right back, and Delat isn't a bad right back, but some people are talking about El Mohammadi. I'm not sure for £7 million that's what we need.
Possibly, we do need a right back, but I'm not quite sure. From what I've been hearing, Kramaric is possibility to be sold to Celtic.
Yeah, on loan. That is apparently a loan deal to Celtic.
I think the other Leonardo, Joe, I think myself, I'd be shipping him out.
Yeah, I think I would. I think Kramaric is too talented to let go on loan.
I'd be shipping him out,
But with strikers, Charlie Austin, obviously £15 million, we could easily pay that, but I'm not sure we need to change anything really with our strikers, do you?
Well, I think I'd pay £15 million for Charlie Austin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Simply asking who I would sign on deadline day. I'm not really sure. Carrillo's a good option. I wouldn't say I'd have picked him necessarily before the window started. Away from that, there's a few players. Striker-wise, if you're saying we need a striker, I know Charlie Austin obviously is a good one, but Jonathan Soriano for Red Bull Salzburg scores hundreds of goals, quite literally. He scores 30, 40 a season. He's in Messi-Ronaldo category, and yes, some people say it's in a league that doesn't get many, but he scores a lot in the Europa League as well, which is high quality, is against some very high-quality teams. So Jonathan Soriano is someone I would definitely inquire about and see how much he is, because I'm sure he'd be cheaper than 10 million. He's over the age of 30 now. He's not fast, but clinically as a finisher, he's far better than Ulloa, and I'm sure they'd even take Ulloa in a swap kind of deal. So he's someone I'd have. away from that, there's not really too many players I think we need. I don't think we need too many players on this deadline day. Despite obviously wanting there to be some activity, I don't want us to buy someone just because it's deadline day. I think then Jonathan Walters on deadline day. Jonathan Walters, apparently at the start of the window we were linked with him. Norwich had 2 bids rejected last week, apparently £3 million, and he handed in a transfer request the other day. I don't think we need Jonathan Walters at all. I don't think he'll offer anything to the side. He's not really a player I've ever rated. He's kind of a workhorse, works well for Stoke, but I don't think he'll work well in our side. He's got no kind of pace on the attack, and we've got Ujoa already, can do a job, who can win it in the air. I'm not sure Walters is anything we need, and I don't think that anything will come out of the Walters deal. I think maybe it's just an inquiry to see how much we could get him for. Is it 500,000? Is it 3 million? And I'm sure if it's anything a ridiculous price, we won't get him, but we'll see. Question here on Twitter then about Kramaric. Kramaric, would he be a good loan move away from the club? I don't think we should loan him. I think he's our best finisher at our club. I've said that multiple times and I still believe it. I think he is the best finisher we have at the club, and I think it would be silly to let him go out on loan, especially someone like Celtic, who, if you're saying you want to make a player see if they've proven themselves, is Celtic too much better quality than Rijeka, for example, where he scored loads and loads of goals? Rijeka were in the Europa League, the same as Celtic, so I'm not sure it's too much of a step up for him going out on loan there to kind of prove himself. We've seen players like James Wilson for United go out on loan and then they come back and never play football anyway. So I think it's better to keep him in and around the club, keep him as kind of a valuable member of the team. He's only been here for half a year. We have to remember he only came in January, so he needs to really engross himself in the team and become a starter and fight for his place, because I think he is good enough. I think one major talking point we have to talk about on deadline day is the business City have done so far. I mean, really looking at it, it's an exceptional business, and you see how far we've come even from the Championship years, where it was getting Gary Taylor-Fletcher in on a free, Kevin Phillips in on a free, people in on loans, and not really doing much business at all. And now we're really attacking the transfer market. I mean, I remember under Pearson and under times in the Championship where it was really kind of the last day didn't really matter for us. I mean, even last year coming up to the Premiership, the only player we got was Nick Powell, and I mean, he made no significant or any impact really on our season. And Tom Lawrence, I think it was, who came in as well, who has done the same, who's back out on loan this season. So you have to see how far we've come under not just Ranieri but the owners. I mean, yes, they plummeted money in at the start and it didn't work out, for example, but like on Beckford, for example, Mills, but now the money kind of is working. I mean, yes, Kramaric, you could say £9 million hasn't had the game time, and I think that's more down to managers. But this transfer window, we've got to talk about Okazaki, Inler, Fuchs, people like that, all of them who I think will make a real impact on the squad. I mean, Inler, we know, who has real experience, Champions League experience. And a few years ago, if you'd have told us we're going to be signing a Champions League midfielder, and at the time Gökhan Inler, who was one of the best midfielders in the Champions League and last season in the Europa League, then you wouldn't really have believed it. I mean, an experienced man for Napoli, an experienced man for Switzerland, the captain of a national team, you'd never have thought Leicester City would be snapping him up. And especially for the price we paid for him of £5 million, which a few years ago, not in the too distant past, that was our transfer record still as Ade Akinbaye. And we forget how quickly really we've moved on as a football club. Yes, now we talk about 10, 11 million pounds as nothing, and talking about us bidding 15 million for Charlie Austin, but realistically it was only last summer that our transfer record was broken for Akinbaye and Mills deal for Ujoa. So we really have kind of cemented our place in the transfer window as being a club who buy, and a club who buy well. Fuchs is one, I'm not sure he'll get too much game time, but still a Champions League player who played in the Champions League last season and then decided to come to Leicester City. N'Golo Kante, one of the young players in France and in Europe who chose us over Marseille. We don't know if that's true, but it looks like he might have chose us over Marseille, and that for us is a massive coup. Getting someone who wants to play for Leicester City and wants to see what the club is doing and what the club is building, and Kante is a really good player. I think so far our business has been a 9 out of 10. I'd say a 9 out of 10 because I don't think we could have done much more. I'd give it a 10 out of 10 if maybe we'd have got another central midfielder. I only say that because I still feel like we need someone to back up if Kante and Inler, for example, get injured. Hammond looks like he could be going out on loan as well to Sheffield United. But away from that, I think the deals have been excellent. I don't think we've made really an error in this transfer window. Obviously, a few of them came in before Ranieri was here, such as Okazaki. But Ranieri started him every game apart from the Bournemouth one, so and the Bury one, of course. But Okazaki really has made an impact so far. He's that kind of dynamic force up front that works so well with Vardy. So on the transfer dealings this one, I'm really, really pleased. To answer one of your questions on Twitter,